Right, so the alternator's on now then, and what I've done, just to protect it and to protect the points and that, I've just put the cover on. I'll leave that on till the engine's actually in and I have to put the chine on and that. So the next stage is fitting the pistons. Now I have actually fitted one, as you can see, and now I've raised the conrod up to this side to fit this one. Now the small ends, these are them here, all these loose rollers, couple of thrust washers, circlips. Now the reason I'm putting these back, the loose ones, is because they're in perfect condition, otherwise I wouldn't bother, because there are variants of these loose rollers, about 4 different sizes I believe, and that's to cover the different tolerances from the factory of these machines' small ends there. So some can be slightly tighter than others. Now I have got this alternative, which is the cage type roller, but like I said, this seems to be, this cage one, like one size fits all, and in some cases it's not so. So the best thing to use really, I find, if you're going to get different tolerances on the small end, if you find these tight, and as long as these are perfect, the best thing to do is put them back, I find. So I'm going to do that now anyway, fit the piston, and I'll show you how I do that. Right then, the next thing to do is assemble the small end, all these loose rollers, and to do this we need a temporary inner race, which is this. We'll get one of the thrust washers, and then, I don't know whether you can see, but on the one side you'll see a nice shiny surface. It's just where these loose rollers, where they've been running there, so you know that goes on the inside, shiny surface there. And then simply really just put grease around it, and that's all it takes really, and then just start building the rollers up. So there's 28 of these loose needle rollers, so just keep building them up like so. I mean, it doesn't matter how they go on to start with. As you build them up you can just straighten them off, put some more grease on. So just keep building them up like that anyway, and I'll carry on with this and then I'll show you the next stage. Right, so I've finished assembling these loose rollers now, so the next thing to do is just put the whole assembly now into the conrod, like so. I don't know whether you can see this, I'm hoping you can actually. Yeah, it's gone straight in there. Now at that point now I can put the other thrust washer now on the other side, put a bit more grease in. Right. And then just a bit more grease either side, just to keep the assembly secure. I've said it before, like, but the grease really does do the job on this. Never do it without it. So that's all greased up now and ready, and I've got the gudging pin now that's been froze. The piston's being warmed up simply to aid the assembly, so it goes straight in. Right, so I'll go and get the piston now and the gudging pin, we'll put that on. Right, so the first step then now is to just get this piston on and remove the temporary part of the race in the centre, and I'll do it with this part of the tool. And as you can see, there's a grease nipple on the end, and that's purely used for when you're removing them, when the rollers are all dry and that. It's got 2 grease holes in the middle there where the grease goes into the small end. So I need this now just to take out the temporary inner race. So just put the piston in place like so, and just push the centre out. so can be a bit tricky, but it's just patience. Right, so there's the inner part then, that's it. So the only thing to do now is to put the gudgeon pin in. So this pin sort of throws this, and the piston's warm, and it does make it easier to get the gudgeon pin in. So we just line it up. Now the best thing to do as you push the gudgeon pin, just keep the pressure on this temporary pin on this side. Right, so that's it, there we go. So these gudgeon pins, even with the piston warm, they can still be quite firm. There we go. Almost it, that's it. Right, so the pin's in now, and I just need to align it up just a bit more, and then get those circlips in. That's it. And we can get the rings on now and put cylinders on. So the piston rings, they're on the left piston. Now these rings, they're all exactly the same, so it doesn't matter whether they go on the bottom, middle or top, and it doesn't matter which way they go round either, they're all exactly the same. So I'll just finish putting these rings on the right hand piston now. So I normally go from the top groove down to the centre, then work it down to the bottom, just bit by bit. Just put the other ring on. So I'll just go into the top groove first because it's easier that way, and then from there into the second one, and then finally the top. And I shall line these up now with the dowels in the grooves, and then we can put the cylinders on. Right, so we come to the final part then of these 3 videos, and the next thing I'm going to do is put it in the bike. So what I will do, I'll do one more vid of the first start, and then we can see what it's like, see how she sounds. Right, I'll catch you in the next film.